And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels and Ryan Diamonds.
That's me.
That's you.
This way. This way. Am I doing it right?
No, this way.
This way.
Yeah,
Is that
either
right?
way, Diamonds, I want to tell you something.
Tell me.
Did
I'm
you know
excited.
that seeing the number 222 repeatedly is often interpreted as a message from the angels that you're on the right path and that your efforts are aligned with the universe?
I think you just screwed up my total existence.
Well, that's what Google told me. And today is episode
Two, two,
222.
two. Oh my goodness. We're on the right
And
path, baby.
to celebrate that, we have our good friend from season 3, maybe. Right when you started, you missed out
I was
on
a baby.
meeting Izzy the first time when you were a baby co host. But now we've got Izzy the Gent of everything but the everything. Izzy, what's up,
Hey,
my man?
what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
You
Wow.
know, I started following Steven on social media, but I think I gotta start following you too, man, because that way
Me?
we could just stay in the loop. It's great to see you guys.
Well, you
Great to
see
be
my
back.
name. It's
Yeah,
usually Diamonds or Ryan Diamonds or R Diamonds. It's
I
one of
like I like
those.
diamonds. Diamonds works for me.
Well, that's a long story. Maybe we'll get into that one day.
But yeah, that's how like me and Izzy we've I feel like we've kept in touch through social media just through liking each other's stuff, and I've kept up with your stuff. And I thought it was time we had you back on, talk about what might be going on, what's been going on since then. What we just played was Never Said, a song you released since you were on,
Yeah, no,
right?
we I think when I came on, it was with Olivia Burchard and Blue Sun. We released
Yes.
some more songs after that, kind of following the single strategy, and then Never Said with Sophia was the last one. We kind of taken a break since then. Unfortunately, haven't been able to dedicate time to music like I normally would like to, but we're back to work. We're back in the studio. Sophia just recorded another song, and looking forward to just getting back to it.
That's great.
Nice.
Look, that
So
music.
I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
you go
Sure, sure.
ahead, Diamonds.
That music sounds like so familiar. Like everything I've listened to, it sounds like something I've lived or listened to previously. And I mean, it's still new, but it's like it kind of takes me to somewhere else. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's transcendental, but it's something I've heard before somewhere. Maybe my soul. I don't know.
So people always mention that it reminds them of the '80s, and like there's the or a different time, like parts of the alternative '90s or whatever. But I think when like I'm sure what you're touching on is what uh what I remember of just snippets from movies, songs that from that time that I feel like some of that energy maybe comes off in the music where you're like, oh, I remember this from eighth grade when I was getting a sip of water, something like that.
Or even like it reminds me of even Queens of the Stone Age or Caius, like what they call stoner rock. That sometimes just it'll put you in a trance even.
Yeah,
It,
right on, man. Well, that's we just whatever mood wave we get on, we just ride it, and there's really no
I love
formula.
it. I
Just
love it.
go, just
Or
go.
even of Montreal, it's just it's there. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Sterling? I'll
I
leave you
was
to
going
it.
to say I am a horrible person. I forgot what instrument you play.
Well, I mean, I focus on bass, but I with this project, I've ended up having to learn how to play guitar and keyboards, and I'm absolutely terrified when I have to sing to like kind of show the idea to the singers of what I kind of hear, and it's so embarrassing, man. Like I'm like going in and out of note, and I know it's cringe worthy, and they're like, yeah, I think I hear what you're going for. I'm like, oh,
Just play
please.
the note. Play the note.
I'm
Play
like,
the
I
note.
should probably just do that instead.
Yeah, that's great. I play bass. That's awesome.
All
I'm
right.
not very good.
I,
Uh,
I, I don't know if you got stuck with bass or if you chose bass, but I think
no,
it's I don't know if
my
anyone
dad.
picks bass.
So there were guys in my church growing up that had a little band going. They didn't have a bass player, So my dad's like, I'll get my son a bass so he could be cool too.
Oh, you got stuff. Yeah.
But I played tuba and stuff like that, so I kind of loved it. It's
Oh
great.
no, it's a good time, man. It's a great
Yeah.
time.
Well, you're the glue, man.
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what you play yourself.
I sent Steven, I sent you a copy of the new one that we're working on. What, you checked it out? What do you think?
I think it's great, man. I don't know if Diamonds has had a chance to listen to it. Do you mind if I let him listen here on the show to a 15 seconds?
Yeah, I think I'd like that. We still need to record drums for the song, but I think we've been just kind of chipping away at it. And Sophia did a phenomenal job with all her wordplay, and then Ian, we pretty much have rebuilt the song guitar wise a few times, and this last time I think he just completely knocked it out of the park. They're talking about maybe changing up the parts again. I'm like, guys, I think this sounds pretty good. I mean, how much I don't know how much better we could do than what he just did.
Well, let's see. Let's get Diamond's professional opinion on it.
Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
That's just a little snippet. What do you think, Diamonds?
It's taking me there. I like it. I mean, I could listen to that for probably 10 minutes and just
it's like really, it's, I don't know if you remember, we do mostly metal musicians, so this is very easy listening for us.
It's a little more style, my style.
All right.
I like metal, but I like to like some different kinds of stuff. I like to branch out. This is great.
You see, I really thought you would like everything but the everything, Diamonds.
I really do. Thank you. I hate I missed it the first time.
Well, that's what we're here. We're catching up.
I was a baby co-host at the time.
He was a baby co-host. He wasn't a full-grown co-host yet.
I'm about middle age right now.
I thought you were still adolescent.
Okay, adolescent. I'll take it. I was bragging. I got a big ID.
So, got anything you want to say about that song, Izzy?
Yeah, it's from where it started to where it is. Being less of a one-man band, and really leaning on my bandmates, for parts, for ideas. It's just I think it shows an evolution of where the band is going, and more wrinkles to what the band could be. So I'm pretty stoked in the journey of this particular song. And with that, now that we're more of an official band, and having band practice and hanging out as a band, it's just it's something that I never thought the project would be this. I always assumed it would just be me with maybe a few people, and to see it kind of blossom into something else has been more rewarding than I ever imagined.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that you keep calling it a band, and I'm pretty sure it was a project at the time of us last meeting, and it's cool to see it evolve into a more steady thing.
Totally, because you're right. It really was more of a project. That was me just kind of working on parts whenever I kind of felt the inspiration or whatever. But now it's like Sophia or Ian or Chad who's filling in on drums, like they'll call and be like, "Hey, are we having band practice? Are we getting together? Are we gonna get some drinks?" Like, I just I never thought it would be this, to have people want to be a part of it, and I just don't know. I never really anticipated that.
It's a beautiful evolution and like creation of a new family. It's just, or more family.
Yeah, no, it's being in a band. It's people always say it's a lot like being in a relationship. You argue, you have good times, you have bad times, but at the end of the day, there's a love there, and the camaraderie, and it really does feel good. That's really does.
Beautiful.
And you guys have a common goal of sharing this beautiful music with other people.
Oh, yeah, that to me, that's the most like kind of touching part, where because from the ideas being, coming from me, and then having them kind of take ownership of them. Like I always love when Sophia's like, hey, this is my song, who she's like talking to it. And I just think it's great, like that it's, she's part of the band. It's her song as much as it is mine. And I just, again, I hate to keep repeating myself, but I just never thought that would happen, where other people would own the songs as much as I do.
Well, you're creating a soul when you're all proud of it.
Yeah, I think so, like everybody's enjoying themselves and wanting to, or giving it some time, because our personal time is so valuable. I mean, you don't just give an hour away for nothing, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah. So I really really thankful for all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we need to, next time we have you on, we'll see if we can get a couple more members of Everything But the Everything on.
I like that. I was actually thinking everybody was busy, but like maybe inviting them, having them stand by here, or I know we can put them on a link together, and because that I think would be fun. They're all a bunch of characters. They like to have a good time, and they're very talented people. I really I love the friendship, the bond that we've created.
That's awesome.
That's great. So, have you guys like played any shows as a band or anything?
Oh no, that's I think that's kind of the best part is we played our first show months ago. I had to round up 4 singers. It was easier than I thought, but as far as like getting them to commit to rehearsals and showing up, but what was kind of the challenge was I never thought that them changing mics would be such a nightmare for the sound guy. So he was just like, guys, like we need to reel this in a little bit, because I guess every time you change a mic, it changes the dynamics of the mix. So he was just like, can you just not trade mics? I don't think any of us anticipated that being an issue. And then from there, like we played more shows, and every time we played more, I think we gelled more, we bonded more, and now from this kind of revolving door where one singer gets on, gets off, another one gets on, we've kind of settled in on having Sophia and Tobias be the core singing, and then whatever other singers from the other tracks come on, we just absorb them into the project, and then everybody's on stage contributing somehow, and then the songs kind of morph or evolve into something else live, which I think is probably fun for the listener, to hear a different version of the song.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be really fun being at a show with you guys. Like, I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't get outside of the metal genre much, so I'm not used to shows where there's not mosh pits and stuff. But like, just it seems like it would be a fun time just grooving to the music,
Yeah. No. I don't get out to as many metal shows as I want to, but I definitely hit up the punk scene here. At the punk scene in Oakland
Those are fun too.
Right. Well, there's something about like double time drums, and then like the singer just going nuts. Like you feel the energy on the dance floor, or on the floor, and it's just I love it, man. There's nothing like a good punk show in my mind.
That's right.
Yeah, I was just talking to my partner the other day about a show I went to at a place called the Masquerade in Atlanta. And man, that floor, like
What
it was
level?
on the second story.
So you're in purgatory.
Yeah, we were in purgatory, and the
you both
whole
were there. You
thing
both were
was
there.
just shaking.
Oh, dude.
Well,
It's scary. Yeah. Yeah. You got heaven and hell and purgatory.
like you could feel the floor waving.
It's probably best they
underneath
tore
you.
it down.
Those I mean, I think when you're there it feels good, but then in the back of your mind it's like, is this floor gonna collapse on us? Like like it's like it's that chaotic ride that in hindsight you're like, oh man, we kind of got away with something there, but I'm sure at the time it's like, just keep going.
I went to a great show in hell on the first floor. It was like it wasn't a huge band, but it was very heavy. But the whole time I'm thinking, I've been on those other floors, and what if they come down on me? So there's, once you're up there, you're thinking, what if we collapse? But down there at the bottom,
Yeah, that's what you just gotta be like. Let me scoot 2 feet to the left, and
the doorway.
yeah, totally.
Hey, Diamonds, take over 1 second. I'm sorry,
What am
dude.
I taking over for?
Because my cat just got fixed and she's making weird noises in the next room, and I gotta make sure
Okay.
she's cool.
So I missed the last time that you were on, right?
Yeah.
So what's your the magic? We do what do we do? Music, mental health, and the nerdy stuff, the magic. So let's hear about the magic. What kind of magic, nerdy stuff you do?
Magic nerdy stuff. I mean, I guess I don't know if I really do any.
Like Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, video
N-
games.
no, I my son does some of those things, and I
Hmm.
kind of my brother does too, but I don't really know much about that world other than like just kind of overseeing them
Yeah.
and
Have,
yeah it seems just it's so new to me, even though like it's been around, you know. I remember in high school people doing these things, but I just don't
well,
really
that's
know much
okay.
about
I don't judge you.
it.
I
No, it's I
will
mean
tell you, we might have something coming, so
yeah.
we might ask you to come on for that.
I'm,
But I don't want to spoil
I'm ready
anything.
for whatever. I'm ready for whatever.
Whatever.
Oh, you asking
That's
him
my
about
man.
nerdy stuff?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
trying. You told
he's
me to
like,
take over.
what magic stuff, you know, what which one of those
Yeah.
things? But no, my as I mentioned to him, my son does it. My brother does. He plays a lot of these games, and they've tried to explain them to me a few times because I was like, hey, well, tell me about this, tell me about that. But it's like someone trying to explain to me like how craps works in Vegas. It's like I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm just gonna put it on black. I don't even know if that applies. Like,
No, it doesn't.
I don't, yeah,
That's great.
because they were trying to. It's just how it was going over my head, just like with the cards. You know, they're like, well, this card means this, and this can overpower this, but only if you have this. And I'm just like I don't know, dude. I just looking at the art to me with the cards is enjoyable.
I
But
feel like
I feel the same
I
way.
feel like Izzy would be fun in a game of D&D
I think
though.
so. Like
Izzy the Gent becomes Izzy the Bard.
I
I
think
talk smack. I'm not gonna tell
yes.
you. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you can pick up your stupid card because I got boom. You know, I don't even
That's
know if that work if
amazing.
that applies, but that's
I'm just lucky when I play something like that. I have no idea what I'm doing either. But you're
oh,
right about the art.
you know, my one of my coworkers, he's into shooting guns like clay pigeons, you know, targets,
Mm.
and so he just invited my son and I. He's like, you want to come shooting? And I'm like, well, we've never done it before, but yeah, we'll go. Why not? Yeah, you know, pull, and so my son says to me, he's like, how do you think you're gonna do? And I was like, you kidding me? I'm gonna crush it. And he's like, how could you say that? You've never done this before. I'm like, man, watch me. And
It's like I want you.
I don't think I hit like 6 targets. It was pathetic. He was absolutely slaying it. Him and the gentleman who invited us, like they were pretty much in a battle the whole time. And me, I'm just wasting shells. It was pathetic. I wanted to ground him. I was like, you know what, you can't. You might as well just consider the no video games for you. You know, like
You're not going anywhere for
yeah. I
2
was
months.
like, he didn't care. They just kept crushing it, and then they made fun of me, and then I was sad. Nah, it was a good time. It was a good
That's great.
time.
What kind of bass do you play? Or
Well, I
what
have
do you prefer to play?
well, the thing with bass is you know, I've had my favorite basses over the years, and there'll always be one that'll come in at some point in my life that'll take it over. Uh, it started with this 51 Fender reissue P bass.
Oh
It was
yeah.
this like solid block of wood, and then one day I was at a guitar center, just I think shopping for cables, and I saw this Gresh semi hollow on the wall, and it was like Excalibur. Like I picked it up. There was
I got
this
tingles.
ray of sunshine. I was poor, so oh
Oh,
yeah, but I was poor at the time, so I put it on layaway. Uh, and I think like 2 months later, I made the payments. I picked it up, and that was my main base for a long time. And then I found this other base, the one I use now. It's called I think it's a Steve Miller or something Miller. It's a custom Japanese jazz bass that has this like amplifier on it, so it'll. But
So
I
it's
just have the normal.
active. It's
Yeah,
got a battery in it.
it's got a battery in it, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got this really cool pick guard too. I think that's the only reason I bought it. I had no idea what it was. I'm like, look at that pick guard. I'm buying it, which is, I mean, it's just lame. I mean, who says
No,
that?
that's fine. I did
Yeah,
the
hell
same
no.
thing.
but the funny thing is though that this bass that I got, it turns out to be like such a well-built tank that it rendered the other basses useless. I mean, it sounds good live, it sounds good on recording, like it just sounds good.
Weight, like
The weight,
fall
the
over.
neck, like yeah.
Oh man.
So I ended up just kind of selling the other ones because they were just collecting dust.
You sold them.
Well, I figured the money I'd get from that, I bought a 6-string because it's like might as well expand into, oh excuse me, a 5-string. It's like if use a different kind of sound other than let this thing collect dust.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then the other one I ended up just selling for another one just to kind of diversify the sounds. And even though I didn't want to sell them, I mean, I think it was probably the responsible thing to do.
I can't let go of any of mine. I've got a wall of basses.
Yeah,
and half of them are garbage, but I've got memories for each one.
I've got.
I just got to stand up.
No,
I haven't even played guitar in at least 10 years, and I couldn't imagine selling mine. I lost my storage unit last year, and I hunted the dude that bought it down to buy my guitars back from him. Because I had them since I was 13. I was like, I gotta keep them.
I definitely understand, and I'm on board with that kind of like connection to not just instruments, but other other things around the house that mean so much to us. But I think looking from a very I have X amount of money. I either need to expand my sound or kind of stay stagnant. I think that's where the sacrifice of like, okay, well, I feel like I need another tool in my belt. Even though I love this guitar, I love this thing, I got to let it go to get this tool. And I hate making that decision, but I think for, the better. Yeah. I mean, but I do miss these things. There's times I hate it when I see that same thing later and it's way more expensive. I'm like, man, I should just hold on to it. Like I can't buy it back now. I'm not going to pay that much for it.
There's strength in letting go. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, just, you gotta find that new thing, even though it means letting go. Oh.
Hey,
I'm tearing up
over
here.
Me.
I'm tearing up.
Inspired me. I've got so many instruments that I've gotten for, like, my dad has a very unhealthy habit of giving me another instrument. I'm like, you don't have the money for this. Quit. Like, I have a mandolin, I have a violin, I have a banjo, I've got guitars.
You can play all of them?
I can mess around. I can make noise with them. What do you want to hear? Because I'll figure it out. I can do that. I had a trombone. I gave that away. Man,
you know what? At some point, I got an idea to buy a cello. I was like, I need a cello.
Cellos are beautiful.
So I went to the store. I was like, why don't I go try to play one just to see, how I do? Oh my God. I had this vision in my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm going to walk in. It's going to be like some beautiful symphony thing, and it was so bad. Like the guy who handed it to me, I could see like the look on his face, like, ugh. And I was like, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll be back. Like. And I had no intention of coming back. I just left.
So I got my violin. My daughter was like 3 at the time, and so I'm like, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna try to learn this, like you said.
Yeah.
And she's 3. She looks at me. She says, "Dad, I'm trying to take a nap." So now she's almost 9, and I haven't touched it since.
You should make her take lessons. I think
I told her I'm gonna find someone. She's like, I want to play violin. I was like, all right.
And just be ready for that when she starts to like, hey, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Look, I'm like 40, man. I'm tired.
I used to try. I tried to learn the violin at one point, and that's one of those instruments that either sounds awful or beautiful. There's no in between.
Absolutely not.
I didn't have the patience.
That's one you really got to work at. It's like flute.
You can't fake it, No. Harmonica, guitar, you could fake it.
Oh, harmonica's the worst at faking.
Which was just breathe in.
Yeah, that's it.
My dad doesn't have a musical bone in his body. Can't keep beat for anything, but he can pick up a harmonica, and you'd think he knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing, but he sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Oh, you're in C? Let me pull my C harmonica out. I've seen a guy with a belt. Like, oh, G?
I forget they come in keys, too. I completely forgot.
Do?
Yeah, no, I completely forgot.
Oh, C minor. Hold on.
You rotate the belt. You gotta.
Yeah, my buddy, he was like cleaning out somebody's house that like his mom had cleaned for him. So they said like just take whatever was left in the house if you want it. If not, we're dumping it. And he ended up with like they weren't actual gold, but they looked gold. But like it was a briefcase of harmonicas.
Oh, that's
Yep.
a score.
A bandolier of them.
Like Rambo, just pulling him out.
F sharp minor.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Izzy, do you have is there any kind of I'm trying to find out the way to ask this. Basically, can you give us any kind of time frame of when we might be able to hear new stuff from you?
I think it'll be sooner than later, maybe like 2 months or less. I mean, we just went to the studio and worked on other tracks. So I'm hoping for 2 months because the idea is to release 3 dual singles over the next year. So instead of doing an EP or an album, I'm kind of done with releasing these singles one by one. I think for a year and a half that was all right. But yeah, I think doing the dual single releases would be the next step, just to kind of switch it up a little bit, and then just package the music a little differently, kind of change the pace from everything else that's happening out there.
That's a lot different than what we've been hearing lately. I like that.
Yeah, we did it I did it with a gentleman. His name's Adam Brooks. We released what I called it A and B sides volume 1, and as I was kind of like trying to think of something outside of the box, I remembered split sevens. Split sevens were great. You get 2 bands, 2 songs or 4 songs, and I was like, well, what if we kind of did in essence like a split 7 with ourselves? Have I was thinking have 2 different singers on the volume series, but then as I was working with Adam, like the songs just came together so fast that I was like, I think this is the time. We're just gonna do it with 1 singer. We'll have 2 songs that are different styles, and I think it went well. So the idea is to kind of just keep rolling with it for this year. Hopefully, release 3 of them, if not 4, and then we'll see how we feel about it next year.
You guys have bright ideas. I love you.
We're excited to see it, man.
I have been known to smoke some sort of a plant that may or may not help. I don't know.
Salvia.
Absolutely. If it's legal, that's the plant.
Don't do it. It's a bad idea. I do not promote that at all.
No, definitely not.
Hey, but I'm gonna find you on everything. We're gonna be best friends now.
Cool, yeah, man.
You're gonna be like,
as soon as I'm up here, man, we're Instagram friends immediately.
I'm
And,
finding you.
and the 3 of us can just like all of our stuff and comment on our posts.
Oh, got you.
Right on, man.
Well, it's been great, guys. I love having you on, Izzy. Send me links whenever you get the music up, and we will share that around as best as we can.
Right on, man. Thank
Definitely.
you. First, one of the first people I'll send these links to will be you guys, and it'd be nice to just also get a little bit of feedback early on, before we release it out. I know I certainly appreciate when my friends and colleagues send me mixes before they send them out. I did want to mention that Olivia Burchard, she has a new single coming out. It's called Fantasy. She asked me to play bass. I sent her some versions of it, and she included me in the project. It's a really great song. I'll definitely send that to you guys so you can check it out, and maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but I think it's an amazing track. I think she did a great job.
I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Right on.
Absolutely excited.
Well, stay saucy, y'all, and as always, this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels, Ryan Diamonds, and featuring Izzy the Gent of everything but the everything.